Hi, everybody. Mr. Brown here, and I am sorry for not joining you today in class. Circumstances beyond my control prevented me from being in with you guys today. I would have loved to have delivered this lecture for you. But for today, what I'm going to need you to do is, before we get started, I want you to take a couple minutes, and I want you to pull out a pencil and a piece of paper, because that's what you're going to need to sort of write down your answers to my questions that I have, and I'm going to have this collected. So this will be a grade. Hopefully you're paying attention. And let's get started. So hopefully you've taken a second, you've taken out a pencil and a piece of paper, something to write with, so you can jot down. Make sure your name's on it, class code. I want to make sure you're ready to go. All right, and with that, I'm ready to go. So today we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly as it relates to the slideshow. And there are going to be certain times that I'm going to ask you to jot down a couple things, and you're going to be paying attention to the certain slide elements that I have on the screen. So for example, if you take a look, here, sorry for the delay, I've got the good, we've got the bad, and we've got the ugly. And I want you to pay attention to some of the design elements in the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay? All right. First question. Are you ready? You don't have to write the questions down. Just write number one, first question. Haha. Sorry about that. Having a little delay here. First question. What is the goal of the slideshow? Why is the slideshow important? What do you think makes the slideshow important? All right, I'm going to give you about 30 seconds. What is the slideshow important? Why is the slideshow? Why do we do them? Why are they helpful? Why do we create presentations? Got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do you have your answer yet? If not, it's okay. Question number 1, we create slideshows. The goal of your 8th grade presentation slideshow is to tell a story. And it's the story of your project, of what you learned or what you got out of it, or why your topic is important and why we need to pay attention to the information you're going to deliver. A famous rapper said it's all about the Benjamins. Well, in a slideshow presentation, it's all about the story. So today I want you to take heed to how you are setting up and telling your stories. All right? That is super important. All right, let's go to the next one. All right. Now, really, teachers, I want you to pause this part in the video, because I want to get your opinion. What is the most important part of a slide? What is the most important part of the slide? And take my Wednesday lab teachers or my Wednesday code teachers, whoever's playing this video, right now, pause it, because I really want them to record their answer to this question. Again, what is the most important part of the slide? Now, your slides, when you think of your slides, you think of, here's the answer, by the way. When you think of your slides, you think of certain things, all right? You probably think about and concentrate on, say, you may be thinking about, oh, it's the images, all right? Some people might think it's the titles and the bullet points that you have. Or some may said it's all of it. It's the title, the bullets, that the most important part of the slide, some people think the most important part of the slide is the slide itself. Guess what? You're wrong. The most important part of the slide is, without a doubt, the speaker notes. 65% of your grade on your slideshow is going to be your speaker notes. So listen up. What's the deal with the speaker notes? Well, here's the thing. If I'm presenting, right, and I have bullet points up and I'm going through my slides, the second my slide comes on the screen, the audience has already read my bullet points. And if I'm reading to my audience, if I'm reading the same bullet points that they already see, I'm not telling them anything. The speaker notes are what you're going to practice saying and how you're going to study and prepare for your presentation. So if you put your bullets up on the screen and that's all you have, then you don't have a story and you don't have a presentation. Your speaker notes are the key element to your presentation. All right? It is the background. It is the content of your presentation. And without that, you don't have a presentation and you're not going to pass. If you get up there and you read bullet by bullet and that's all you do, you're not going to pass. All right? And I want you to think back to every presentation I've done for you and every presentation you've ever seen from me. I don't read the bullet points. They're there to allow the audience to see, oh, he's touched on this, he's touched on that. They're like your table of contents. So it is super important that you make sure that you give ample time to put in your speaker notes. And they don't have to be short. They can be detailed information that you put to memory. And that your bullet points of your slideshow help you to remember. All right? So the speaker notes are super key. Now the next thing that's super key and important, is going to be this. Making sure you have great slide animations, slide transitions, and schemes. Now remember, you don't want them to take away from the story. So if you think of any presentation I've ever done, you don't have super sound effects when the slides change. You don't hear bing, 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 or super musical sound effects. You don't see things that distract from the story. Like I don't have spinning slides 1 minute, slides that zigzag the next, or flip, fly, crisscross. All my slides and all my schemes are uniform. Okay? So that is a super key to having a great presentation, making sure your elements are all uniform, because you don't want anything distracting from what you have to say as the presenter. All right? You don't want to take away from your story. All right. So let's look at slide 2. So slide 2 is your introduction slide. And basically all your slides are going to come from your outline. All right? Unlike the unlike the paper where it has to be 12-point Times New Roman, you can use whatever fonts you want. I want you to be creative. You can use Arial. You decide the sizing. All right? So I'm about to ask a question. So in a second, your teacher's going to pause this video. And I'm going to ask you to take a look at the 3 slides over here. Okay? So if we take a look at the 3 slides over here. All right? And I'm going to just number them for you. All right? So you got slide 1. That's the good. Slide 2. That's the bad. Slide 3. This is the ugly. All right? So for question number 3, all right? I want you to tell me what elements on slide 3 make it ugly. And I'm hoping that you can see this. All right? So I want you to take a minute or two. We're going to pause the video. I want you to tell me why slide 3 on this screen is ugly. Okay? And then I want you to actually let's switch it up. I want you to tell me why do I consider slide the number 1 good? What makes it good? And then I want you to look at 2, what makes it bad, and 3, what makes it ugly. All right, I want you to take a minute and just jot down briefly, take about 30 seconds. What makes 1 good? What makes 2 bad? What makes 3 ugly? All right, I want you to just write down one or two things for each one. All right, I'm going to pause. I'm going to give you a second. All right, so hopefully you've taken a second. So the first thing and the first problem with slide, we're going to start off with the good. It's uniform. All right, it is a beautiful presentation. Okay, it is a beautiful presentation. It is it has bullet points. They might be a little wordy. The image goes well with the picture. It's a beautiful slide. If you remember back to the first slide, my title slide, it's uniform. If you're looking over here at number 2, the biggest crime, it has 2 crimes. It doesn't have any bullet points, and it uses clip art. Mr. Brown hates clip art in a professional presentation. So please don't put clip art in your slideshow. The internet is full of resources that can help you find excellent pictures and images. And when talking about images, I want you to understand that it is super important that you choose images that are school appropriate. Okay, and I'll re-hammer that at the end of your presentation. All right. And then let's look at the bad. Now, I don't know if you can see this, and I'm hoping you can, but what makes this horrible and bad is it's got an image as the background. And when you do that, it makes it hard for your words to stand out on the slide. It also makes it hard for, it's a distracting slide. Yes, it's got bullets and it's got some issues, but the words don't line up with the image. It's just an overall poorly put together slide. That is just downright distracting. All right. Let's go to the next point. So for slides, the rest of your slides up until you get to your works cited, they're going to come from your project outline. Feel free to change and tweak whatever titles you want. You can call it, you don't have to call it Title 1, Title 2, Slide 3. You can call it the key word or phrase that you're talking about. Again, if you're looking at the good, the bad, and the ugly of the slideshow here, again, you're going to be able to see that, again, the good slides are all uniform. All right, that's just another slide. The bad slides, they've got a better picture this time, but they're lacking bullets. It's too wordy. It's too lengthy. And then the big crime that we want to avoid is using an image of our background. Now, you can only use an image of the background of your title slide. Like your title slide, I could see using that as an image because it's like a really artistic thing to set off your presentation. But I generally do not like images as the background of your slides. Again, it's not really professional in my opinion. And so that's what we want to go for. All right. Now, I want you to think about your conclusion of your slides as your drop the mic moment. And unfortunately, I can't play the Obama out video here where he drops the mic, ending his, correspondence, one of his last public speaking events as president. But I want you to keep in mind that, again, as your drop the mic moment, this is your one opportunity to leave a lasting impression with the panel. All right. Now, again, with the panel, you need to understand that the way it's going to end, you're going to bring up your conclusion, you're going to present your information, you'll then probably show your standalone model, and from then, you'll then face questions from the panel, so you can defend your research. So again, this is a really important slide. I don't mind if there's an image on this slide, again, but this is where you're going to present your final thoughts. All right. Now, I have a couple things as far as the slideshow itself, well, again, we want to make sure your images are relevant. All right. Now, I'm going to tell you a quick story. One year I had a group of students. Their project was the Holocaust, and their information was outstanding. Their images were great. But one design element threw their slideshow off. And that's because their topic was very somber. The Holocaust is a very serious topic. And their background was like a bright blue, which kind of took away from their presentation. It was too happy. Again, some of you have some serious topics. So I want you to make sure you keep in mind not just the color of your background, but the types of images you choose. All right. There's ways to honor the seriousness of your project without having gruesome images that gross out the panel. With that, I want you working on your digital. And if you go into Schoology, you're going to be able to see the folder where you're going to put your slideshow. So good luck, and I'll see you when I see you. Remember, you have 1 week to complete this. It cannot be late. All right. So again, good luck, and you can message me in Schoology if you have any questions. Thank you, and have a great day.